Hello and welcome to my corner of the world. I couldn't resist one more treat holder this year, and this time it's in the shape of a Christmas cracker. In the UK we usually have crackers around this time of the year, and typically they would hold a motto, a little gift and a paper hat. But my treat holder today will hold 5 of these lovely Lindor truffles. So we're going to make a start. So my piece of paper is 10 by 6.5. And I've already done the scoring to save time, and I've scored it at 1.5, 2 and 2.5, flipped it round and repeated it. And then on the short side I've scored it at 1 inch intervals, and that just leaves me with a 1.5 inch margin here. So once I've done that, I'm going to put in my folds, and I think I'm going to use the green side this time, and I'm going to put my folds in with my bone folder. Now this paper comes from the Merry Little Christmas pack, and the entire pack is black, white and old olive, and they are really super colours for Christmas, but then the black and the white will also work for other times of the year. Oops, so I'm getting a bit carried away with my, there we go, score there. And then I'm going to put in the folds to make the cinched in piece. So I'm going to start that, and I'm going to fold it in along the 2.5 inch score line, and then I'm going to fold it out along the 2 inch and then back again along the 1.5 inch, and so you kind of end up with this effect. So again I'm going to fold it up on the 2.5 inch, down, just making sure I got my score line, down on the 2 inch and then back up again at 1 inch there. So now I've got my piece like that, and I'm just going to flatten it out a bit. Now we're going to make the holes to help it this kind of cinch up at the ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my envelope punch board, and I'm just going to line up the edge here at the 2 inch mark and punch. And then I'm just going to take the next fold down, again line it up at the 2 inch, and next fold down. And you'll find it's easier if you use the heel of your hand rather than just try and use your fingers. And I'm betting that this is probably making the camera shake a little bit on my workbench, and I apologise for that. Okay, and then on the last one I'm just going to fold it over and do my last one, and then I'm going to flip it round and repeat on the other side, and just take each of my folds. Oh, that's my bone folder just fallen on the floor. Nearly there. So this was an idea I got from the Cotswold Crafter, and you know, like all paper crafters, I think I got a bit of a thing there, we always have to take our own spin and do our own little thing on it, but I just want to thank her for sharing so that I could share with you. So now we're going to use some adhesive, and I'm going to use the fast fuse, and I'm going to put on the 1/2 inch tab end, and with this fast fuse, I know some people have a problem with it. I'm not pressing it very hard, I'm just letting it run. So then I'm going to fold it over on itself and bring the edge. Oh, I just see I've missed out one of my little punches. That's not going to work terribly well. Oops. Just this one here. There we go. So I'm just lining up the edges and sticking them down, and I've got a little bit of adhesive that seems to have gone astray there. Okay, so there's my basic shape. If you go like that, it'll fall into shape. Now I found it easier to work if I tied the ends with a little bit of twine, and I've got the white baker's twine here, and I'm just going to tie a little knot like that, and then I'm just going to trim the ends off. And at this point I'm going to put my candy, my sweeties in here, so they all fit in there beautifully. Oh, sorry about reaching over the camera. I'm extremely right-handed. Never think to use my left hand for anything. Okay, so then I'm going to go back in with my twine again, and I'm just going to cinch it all together. And there's my treat holder done. So really all I have to do now is to just decorate it up. But before that, I've got, I'm going to tidy up the insides of here. And I'm taking 2 circles, 1 3/4 inch circles, and I'm using Old Olive, which is the main colour of the paper. And I'm just putting a couple of glue dots on the back there, and I'm just going to tuck it in like that. And what that does is it just holds the candies, the sweeties in there, and it just makes it look a little bit tidier. And then for my decoration, I'm using the tinsel trim from the holiday catalogue. So I'm going to put silver on one end and red on the other. Well, I didn't tie a very good job there. Okay, it's always the same when you're on camera. It's very difficult to tie a bow. It just is. Okay, so we'll start again. And snip that one there. And then, as I say, on the other end, I'm going to use the silver. Leave a bit of a longer end this time. Maybe it'll be a bit more obliging. There we go. Much better. And then my final piece of decoration is I cut a red glimmer paper sunburst circle, and then I took some white cardstock and I cut myself a 2-inch circle, and then I stamped Eat, Drink and Be Merry, and this is from the Merry Little Labels stamp set just here, and I stamped it in Versamark and heat embossed it in silver embossing powder, and I've just used a couple of little glue dots to hold that onto there. If you've seen my video on which adhesive to use, I share that glue dots work better when you're trying to stick glimmer paper, things to glimmer paper. Now I'm going to put a little bit of snail adhesive on the back there, and I've got the silver thread, metallic thread. I'm going to wind it a couple of times around my fingers and then just loosen it off, and I'm going to attach it to that little bit of snail like that. Just wind in my loose end. And then on my Christmas cracker, I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals like that. Take the backing off, and then pop that at a jaunty angle. So there we have another Christmas treat holder. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you very much for joining me today. I will put a link underneath this video so that you can get to my website, and that will give you a list of supplies and all the dimensions, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, and bye for now.